Welcome back to another episode of Treknicity, a Star Trek podcast, the show where a bunch of guys sit around, talk about Star Trek. It's a season 5 opener, and I'm your host, Lars Desenza.
I'm Patrick Murray.
And I'm Brandon.
Yes.
You just made it weird. You had to do that.
I thought you were going to be the weird one, Patrick. You said you were going to be the weird one, but no, Brandon gets there and ends up being the weird one.
Yeah. Surprise!
Yeah.
Coming out of the gate.
In this episode, we're going to talk about Season 5 of Treknicity and where we're going to go. And, of course, now that
we're
it
talk
started...
about Season 5 of Treknicity. Sweet.
What did I say? Old Man Gaming?
Season 5 of Treknicity.
Oh.
Let's start Season 3, Episode 1 of Lower Decks.
That's right. Season 3, Episode 1 of Lower Decks Grounded. Because they are back, and, of course, they did not disappoint. So we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about, and then we're going to talk about what we've watched. So...
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about Trek, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things we won't see. Let's talk about Trek, baby. Oh, my goodness. I did it without fucking up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, except for singing, therefore you fucked it up.
Well, I mean, come on. Give me a break here, will you? Like, seriously. Patrick, tell us what you thought of the return of Lower Decks.
Well, the biggest thing I could take away from is that everything that happened in the episode was absolutely completely unimportant to the B plot, which was the main thing happening. And that's what we love about Lower Decks is it's just, hey, let's just do something stupid while the entire ship is in danger or something major is happening. And we'll get, of course, our perfect Starfleet resolution when we get to the far end of it. Meanwhile, let's go to Bozeman and pay off a whole bunch of jokes from Star Trek in First Contact.
What about you, Brandon?
That's what I loved was the fan service in this episode. Like, there's so much of it from First Contact. It was just pure. It was just funny. It was I loved how much they turned First Contact into a theme park.
Yeah, absolutely. Bozeman, Montana being turned into the First Contact site being turned into a theme park was absolutely brilliant.
With the statue Jordy described.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although I could have swore, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Jordy says that Cochrane has his arm out like this and his hands sort of reaching out into the future, but the ones I've seen, it looks like he's giving a proctology exam.
Two fingers.
Two fingers. You know, and the funny thing is that the going back, like talking about the whole Bozeman, Montana thing, I remember Doug Drexler posting on social media a picture of a statue that he designed and then was, I guess, 3D printed, which of course is the proctology exam Zephyrin Cochrane. And one thing that I want to say that really gets me with Lower Decks is that it is absolutely designed to be the most tongue-in-cheek poke at Star Trek. I mean, it is Star Trek making fun of itself for the sake of comedy, but still telling good stories.
Yeah. Like there was that joke when they're in San Francisco and she's like, why the hell is the bridge here?
Yeah, why
nobody has cars.
anymore.
No one's driving over it.
Nobody drives anymore. Why is that thing still there?
Yeah.
You know, and the dumb thing is I want to say that it made sense. I mean, as funny as it was and as kind of weird as it is, it still made sense to me. I'm like, somebody would actually say that. Like, why is that? Why is that thing still there? Why is that still out there? But of course, you know, for us, because of course we're 21st century, we still drive cars and blah blah blah. But
and we have to know we're in San Francisco, so
I
guess your bridge, bitches.
As I say, is that the only? Is that really? I mean, is it only there just so we know that they're in San Francisco?
Yep.
Probably, yeah.
One other thing that was really good about it is that they take these little little tidbits, and they build these little stories around it. And of course, everywhere you go, there's always something to call out some other part of Star Trek. In this particular episode, the biggest thing, of course, was was them going to Bozeman so that they could steal the Phoenix, and a Phoenix replica, right? I guess. And take it into space so that they could find a way to actually fly out and break into the Cerritos, so they get a copy of the logs to try to exonerate Captain Freeman.
When that didn't work, let's steal the ship, because they did that in a Star Trek movie, except it completely fails.
Well, but this failed. Well, this failed upwards. It like pulled a Kevin Smith. It failed upwards, and it felt so good. I want to say like my absolute favorite part of the entire episode came down to one line. When somebody says, "Oh, for Kirk's sake," and of course, like the whole thing is like, Kirk fought God,
Yeah.
and they just do this whole thing where everything is. It doesn't matter how serious it is; it's always funny.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. Everywhere we go with this show, I mean, I really can't say that we have a bad one in the books. There are 3 seasons in now, and I can't fault a single episode. There may have been some that were but no, oh my god, this sucks. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
And I've heard so many people be so critical about about the series. Like,
really?
Do you guys actually watch it? Bro, do you even watch?
Yeah, like it's meant to be funny. It's not to be taken seriously. Like I said, it pokes fun at Star Trek, but it also loves Star Trek, and you make fun of things you love.
Oh,
it's like the perfect mix.
That explains a whole lot. Patrick, do you love me?
Well, there you go. Yep.
He's always making fun of me, always finding some fault with what I've done. But let's be honest. I give him plenty of fodder, don't I?
Yeah.
So
you're on the screen.
Of course.
You
See?
guys love each
I win.
other.
Look at that. See, look at that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's definitely my hetero life mate. He's just happy. Yeah, he's happy that I gave him his birthday gift.
Oh my.
Which of course was geek themed as well. But I digress. We kind of we're sort of bouncing around a little bit on the episode, but so let's look at the high point, or the main points of the episode. One, we know that the Cerritos is in secure dry dock, while the investigation against Captain Freeman continues and the trial happens.
Is it left off on a cliffhanger? She gets arrested at the end of season 2 finale.
Right.
They give us the to be continued just to say,
yep.
Yeah, to be continued.
Just like the what was it? The season 3 finale of TNG, the Best of Both Worlds parts 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. To be continued. Dun, 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 dun. So the crew has been basically grounded, which goes with the title of the episode. I am completely tongue-tied tonight because I am burnt out on a Tuesday. But the crew has been grounded. Boimler has gone back to his family farm.
His raisin farm.
Yeah, it's like, of course, when I saw the preview, I'm like, oh my god, they're doing the whole Picard winery thing. No, the Boimlers are raisinists.
That just makes it even better. And he's wearing the same outfit that Picard was wearing when he was picking grapes.
Yeah, so of course they did it on purpose just to lead you down that garden path.
And then we see Boimler completely oblivious to everything around him.
Yeah, to all the girls.
Oh my goodness!
On the farm.
How do they get away with that? How do they actually get away with it? I mean, because you don't see that sort of stuff in Star Trek. You see some little tongue-in-cheek stuff, maybe like when during the original series and like in the first and second season of TNG. When
You mean
they
Naked Time, Naked Now, and hey, let's do Naked Now Simulator.
exactly
Naked Time Simulator.
The whole thing is that they sit there and they turn sorry, I'm tongue tied. They turn Riker into the man whore of the show, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, okay, cool. So yeah, Boimler is on his the raisin farm, I guess, and Tendi is basically there, kind of doing her thing. Of course, you know, oh, like basically they split them up. They split them up,
Yeah.
send them off in their own directions, but of course they get them back together so that they can do whatever they can do
At Cisco's.
Yeah.
Cisco's Creole Kitchen.
I know. I'm sorry. Look, I mean, I don't care how much of a I guess a callback that they do. I love every moment of it, every single
Hell
one
yeah.
they do, and it's
And
hard.
it works. It makes it even better that they're in there eating hot and spicy things. She's sitting there dumping the hot sauce on hers.
Oh,
Ketchup
yeah.
cell white sauce.
Yeah, and the Ketracel white.
Can't even.
Yeah, oh my goodness, the hot sauce that was Ketracel white, and like, oh man, they basically turned Cholula sauce or what's the other stuff they use around here? Sriracha. Sorry. Sriracha into a Ketracel, and using Ketracel white as hot sauce. I mean, there's just every little piece of this is, it makes me laugh at every turn. I'm really sort of excited to see where they're going to go with this season. I'm hoping that it gives us a nice sort of crossover into the next Trek series, but I think that we're not going to have anything after Lower Decks. Maybe the second half of Prodigy for this year, because if I'm not mistaken, both Picard season 3 and Strange New Worlds season 2 will be premiering in 2023. So,
Which brings me
Yeah,
to
we'll see.
which reminds me of a related thing. Speaking of crossovers, Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds. That's apparently slated.
that is going to be in season 2.
It'll be on Strange New World season 2.
Yeah. And they said it's not going to be like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit situation, but I don't see how they can't do that if it's going to be a mix of live animation or live action and animation.
Well, it's going to be it's just those two, Jack Quaid and Tandy. I forget her name.
No, the one plays Mariner.
Yeah, Newsom.
Tawny Newsom.
Tawny Newsom.
Right.
They'll
It's
be
just them
appearing
two.
live
They'll be
action.
appearing live. Yeah, just those two.
Oh, okay.
Not animated
That's
characters, live
Yeah.
action.
Got you. But they'll be their, I guess they'll be their Strange New World characters?
No, so I'm guessing they're
Oh.
probably going to come back. Like, it's going to probably be a time episode or
Gotcha.
something like a time travel one, because they're in the future. Lower Decks is in the future, right?
Yes,
like-
it is.
Way in the future.
Yeah,
So.
it's just post Nemesis, I think.
Or it could be like a dimensional thing, like they travel to another dimension where
Oh,
Boimler and what's her name are.
well, look, I mean,
Yeah.
Look, Mariner and Tawny Newsom and Jack Quaid did make an appearance at Comic-Con as their characters from Lower Decks, and Jack Quaid even had the purple coif. So, so I mean,
Which
we'll see how it goes.
apparently is a Boimler thing to dye his hair purple.
I know, isn't it?
We found that out.
Oh yeah, that's what he said. He was about to say his real hair color, and they cut him off.
Yeah, and it's like it's a callback. What I love about this series is that it, in a way, kind of reminds me of the really good seasons of The Simpsons. Like when they were good, they were phenomenal, and
Heck
then
yeah.
they weren't anymore.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we don't have 20+ seasons of Lower Decks.
Yeah, that would be too much. It needs a good run, then it needs to go away.
Yeah, agreed. So what do you let's start with you sorry, you Brandon. What would you say was your absolute favorite element in this episode?
I love that they had the dude that played Cochrane's voice. That's not Bruce Dern, is it?
No,
James Cromwell.
James Cromwell, yeah. I love that they brought him back to do his voice, and then even when they took off in the Phoenix, he's like, "Wait, the music!"
And they start playing. They start playing Magic Carpet Ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was sitting there.
I love that. I was floored with that part.
I was sitting there with my wife watching the episode, and the cool thing about it is I'm just like.
Yeah.
And I'm like clapping, and I'm hopping in my seat, and I'm so excited, and I'm just like, holy crap, dude! Like, just like, oh my god, it's like everything from First Contact. It's my favorite movie, And of course, so I'm having this wonderful geek out moment. She's sort of side eyeing me, like, what? I'm like, that's what happens when the Phoenix takes off, man. Magic Carpet Ride's playing, and he almost aborts the launch because he can't find the music disc. So
yeah, that was definitely that was my favorite part.
Yeah. What about you, Patrick?
I was actually going to go with that as well.
But
just the whole thing. But I will pull. But the best part, I think, probably the best part was the resolution of the episode. Mariner finds out, oh yeah, you just had to have faith because of course Starfleet got it right, and of course we had Tuvok and what's the other guy's name?
Yeah, Tuvok was there.
Yeah, the character played by Kelsey Grammer in the one TNG.
Oh,
I can't remember his name.
Damn.
Bateson?
No. Somebody Google real quick. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
Man. So
yeah, the one when the Enterprise got caught in the temporal causality loop.
Yeah. I think the episode
and we got to watch
was
the D explode over and over and over.
One of the coolest episodes ever, watching the D explode repeatedly. You know what happens is Brandon, you're going to say it, and of course we're going to be like, oh, of course.
Captain Morgan.
That's right. Of the
Morgan Bateson?
Yeah, Captain Morgan Bateson.
Oh,
okay,
my.
I did have it right.
Oh, damn it,
the bad
man.
side of that is they didn't get Kelsey Grammer, and they didn't get Tim Russ back to voice the characters. But maybe that means they're going to bring them up later. Because they do. Because why not? All they have to do is show up at a booth or use their home recording studio, crack some lines out, and there you go.
Yeah, well, I think Kelsey Grammer is. I think he's busy prepping for the Frasier reboot.
Yeah.
So, for me, I want to say that the best part is just every little callback that you see. And again, I mean, my favorite line from the entire episode is, "Oh, for Kirk's sake."
Yeah, that's a good one.
I thought I was. Yep. I mean, I was crying. I was laughing so hard because these guys just, I don't know. They just do this. They do it so well. The writers. I mean, like, could you imagine what it's like in the writers' room for these episodes? They got to be pissing themselves laughing. It's like I liken it to the first time I read the original script / treatment for the script that Patrick wrote for Champions of Adrian. I was sitting at my desk at work, and I just could not stop laughing. And like, these guys just pull the best, the absolute best jokes out of there, and I can't like pinpoint one specific thing that was the coolest for me. It's just every time there's a little callback to something else, and you're like, that is awesome. That is freaking awesome. And like, oh, what are they gonna do next? Oh, they're gonna do that next. Oh yeah, they're gonna do. And then they just drop a little thing on you. One of my favorites from a previous season is when they got assigned to clean up all the artifacts and stuff that they had collected, and there was the one there from Kivas Fajo, I think it was the baseball card, the Mickey Mantle baseball card, and there was the giant skeleton, which was actually a callback to the animated series in which Spock was cloned into Giant Spock, and that skeleton is the skeleton of Giant Spock. And
Oh, that's funny.
that is so freaking cool. And just every little time they go back and reference something else, to me, that just melts my heart for Star Trek. It makes me love it again.
Literally every episode, though.
Of course it is, but it's awesome.
Yeah. It's always cool seeing stuff.
I'm looking forward, really looking forward to where they're going to go with this season, because we really haven't seen much in the way of like a season-wide preview. And because, of course, it's all episodic, they just got to, they're not going to show you a whole ton of what's coming up. The other thing is that one thing that I do kind of miss from watching Star Trek as a teenager is when they would actually show you a little sneak peek of what's coming up in the next episode. On the next episode of Star Trek, the Next Generation, blah, 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 and I show you a little thing, and off you go.
That's so funny because I'm the opposite. I hate that. I don't want to know what's in the next episode. I like to be surprised. I don't know. I don't want to see, like, that's why I don't watch the trailers for like the episodes, because I want to go in fresh.
Oh, fair enough. So, Patrick, any negative points? Any low points for you?
You mean other than the lacking Kelsey Grammer and Tim Russ showing up to voice the characters? That would have been the awesome cherry on top of everything for me. That was the weak spot.
Yeah, I would say that the funny thing is that if that's the worst, that's the worst.
That's the worst part.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And what about you, Brandon? What would be like the lowest part of the episode for you? Apparently, I need a pop filter because I'm popping much. If I keep popping,
I
popcorn.
can't
Don't
think of anything,
proceed
honestly.
with the P's as much as you prefer to pop.
So you're saying that you didn't find anything wrong with the episode? You would be wrong.
Yeah, no.
No.
There's always something wrong.
I'm sure, but I enjoyed it. It was great.
I'm just wait. Like I'm waiting for them to like grab the steering wheel and just yank it to the left, and show us like Discovery Klingons or something like that, or have them visit the Kelvin universe or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's not wait for them to do that, please.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
No, and you're right. I mean, I'm just kind of being facetious about the whole thing because, I guess, this is gonna be something that kind of rolls into the discussion about season 5 of Treknicity. Now, first of all, I just want to say I'm absolutely privileged and honored to be able to continue doing this show, because it was a brainchild that I had one day randomly, I think on my way to work or something. And I was like, I want to do this. I want to do a Star Trek show, because you had Random Bits of Geek at the time, I think, and we were,
which of course died, but oh well.
And then we were kind of doing the Red Shirt Geeks and / 3x2 thing, and trying to bring everything up into more modern times at that point. So that's about 5-ish years ago. And I was like, I really want to do a Star Trek based show. I mean, I want to talk with people about Star Trek. And, here we are. I mean, we kind of, you can kind of say they're like first and second were kind of like the first and second seasons of TNG. Third season was extremely truncated because it started off with an hour-long rant about Alec Peters. But then, I met Brandon, and he came on board to help me do season 4. And of course, Patrick finally started drinking the Star Trek Kool-Aid when he started watching Strange New Worlds, which was pretty awesome. And of course, now he's watching Lower Decks, which means now I can have an actual, somewhat serious discussion with him about Star Trek on a regular basis. Which,
As long as we don't talk about Discovery Picard, we're probably okay.
yeah, no, I'll leave those out for you. And since I know you're not going to really watch either of those shows to their conclusion as yet, except maybe you'll watch Picard just so you can get through to season 3 when it comes out to see what it's being I guess
Labeled as TNG.
Being labeled as TNG season 8. Of course, because a large portion, if not all of the crew, I think, at this point, I think they're getting everybody back except Will Wheaton, and even
he was
Tasha,
in the last season.
Yeah, even Tasha Yar's coming back. So.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, they just announced it a couple of days ago that
wow,
that she's going to be back for Picard season 3. I don't know how they're going to do it. Obviously, they're going to figure out some way to write her into the story, which is fine. But let's just hope. Let's hope that it's actually Tasha Yar and not a way to shoehorn Sela in, because I've had enough of her from Star Trek Online. Seriously, I've had enough.
Yeah, because she literally started a war and destroyed Romulus in the process. And she's the cause of all the problems in the galaxy.
Yeah,
but they did bring Tasha back to the air too.
Well, they did, yeah, because Tasha was originally captured by the Romulans. Then it sort of plays out in Star Trek Online, which I guess
instead of being killed when she tried to take Sela, she got stuck on a planet.
Right. She was taken to wasn't she taken to a Tal Shiar camp, and of course that camp went bye when the time when they started having the weird time stuff through the Iconian War or whatnot.
Yeah, it was a big cluster.
Yeah.
But we found Tasha's grave, so yay.
Yeah.
They got the template for bringing her back somehow.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll figure it out, but they're bringing everybody back. I think the only ones they haven't announced is maybe if they bring Chief O'Brien back.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And even the side characters.
Yeah.
Sonia Gomez.
Oh,
she's in the house. We know that.
Yep. Yeah, because she showed up in Lower Deck season 2, right?
Yeah, finale. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Picard. It's going to be good.
I
mean, maybe it'll be good. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, here's the thing. I was actually listening to, because I have been in the process of converting the season 4 episodes of Treknicity and uploading them with Anchor FM so that they can get put onto Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, and that is totally a plug for our new channel over there on Anchor FM. So if you are listening to this, please go and listen to the previous episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts, because
then
we
you
are
have
there.
To look at us.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Although if you do watch, if you go
me.
to Spotify, it actually does show you the whole video episode as well.
Nice.
But yeah, I was going back and I was like, I remember how excited we were. Like, wow, man, this has started off so good. Like I rage quit after the first season, but this one is way better. And we get down to the end of it, because I think we actually did an episode where we covered the last 3 episodes of Picard.
Oh yeah, all at once.
I mean, to be fair, it was because I went on vacation and came back, and we had to kind of catch up real fast. But we're just like, we just rammed through the last 3 episodes because it's like, how much more can you guys screw this up? I don't want to find out. Please, this is one of those cases where I was really glad there was only 10 episodes.
Yeah.
We hope that season 3 of Picard, which there's a lot of conjecture right now. Of course, the news is that they're bringing back most, if not all, of the TNG cast, and then there is some conjecture that Picard the character will die at the end of season 3, which, to be fair, if it does happen, I would not be upset, because I really feel like they did not do Sir Pat's character justice with this, with this sort of sequel series.
Yeah, not at all.
Or
Especially
spin-off
when they
series.
gave him a brand new cyborg body and made it old.
Made it old and made it die. Like, who is this guy? What is he, Bicentennial Man?
Still gave him 10 years left.
Yeah, like we're gonna give you we're gonna transfer you into this android body, but it's like they give him the Ford F-150 body, you know, like you know what it's like to get an incurable illness and then have your body replaced by an aged android. Well, that's what it's like driving a Ford F-150.
That's how bad the writing was. That's so bad. Like, you could have easily not done that. You could have easily done something else.
Yeah. So here in season 5 of this show, some episodes will be just Brandon and I. Some will be Brandon, Patrick, and I, and some episodes will include our other special guest host from the end of season 4, Andre Kottman, who is a very talented starship designer and also a fellow Star Trek nerd. I remember when what was it? Yeah, because we went to his house to see the last episode of Picard and the first episode of Strange New Worlds. So absolutely looking forward to sharing some of our thoughts and feelings on these episodes. Also, the other thing is that we will be branching out more from the episode recap format, and I've got a series of topics to sort of hand out to the guys, and we'll sort of figure out how we're going to broach those with you. Also, we will be bringing in some actual other guests for other episodes. If you watched any of the season 4 episodes, you would know that we were doing shout outs to our fellow creators and fellow Star Trek podcasts, and that I did not do that at the beginning of this episode. And it's not because we don't want to, and it's not because we don't love them. It's just because, for the most part, I want to find a better way to do it. I don't just want to just do like a little host read ad for these people, especially the likes of Twin Cities Trekkies, Where's Bev, the Duras Sisters podcast, Starship Tempest, the Irreverent Nerds, of course. The people who follow us, and we want to find a better way to actually be able to show them the love, that we get back from the rest of these people, especially through social media. So we'll be bringing some of that back. We'll be having some people from these podcasts on with us, and we will also be appearing in other podcasts as well, and we'll let you know how that is. So I'm going to wrap up this episode just by saying I want to thank you guys very much for being here with me and helping me keep this show going. Because as always, as somebody who suffers from mental health issues, some days it is very hard to concentrate on doing a show at all. As you can see, when work stresses get you, you tend to fumble and stumble and flub and make mistakes and get pulled off topic and all that stuff. But it has been a real privilege to have you, Brandon, you, Patrick, here with me, and of course Andre when he joins us, and everybody else. So that being said, okay.
Thanks for putting it all together. It's fun.
Yeah, it's lots of fun, and this is probably the most fun I've had on a podcast with Patrick since probably the 3x2 days, the early days when we didn't really care about what anybody thought about what we said. We just said it for the sake of being who we are. I will never
liberty gibbet.
In my life, I will never ever forget the personality that is the illustrious Patrick M. I won't have him appear on this episode because we try to keep it PG-13. That's why I've only dropped one F-bomb this episode. However, we will be back. So please, if you are watching this, please check us out on our other shows, like Old Men Gaming over on redshirtgeeks.tv, because that streams to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Of course, we have Instagram, we have Treknicity, and Redshirt Geeks on Instagram. Twitter, we have at Redshirt Geeks. And, of course, Twitch, we have Redshirt Geeks as our channel. So please go there, like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, and then keep coming back and joining us for these episodes. That being said, this is the end of Season 5, Episode 1 of Treknicity. I have been your host, Lars.
And another host, Brandon.
And I'm Patrick. I was in there somewhere.
We will see you next time. And as always, remember to rock out what you spock out. See you then, folks.